What's going on, friends? Farley here. Want to do a contest entry tonight. This is going to be for Robert Z. No real reason for the contest. He just felt like having a contest. So, heck, Robert Z does not live by anybody's rules. He sets his own rules. And I love him for it. Yeah, man. Robert Z's got a killer channel. Very direct, blunt, to the point. There was a time where I was getting some thumbs down. I don't know. Anyway, I was getting like 3 or 4 like thumbs downs. This was my old channel. And I could always count on Robert Z to get more thumbs down than me. But I love the guy. Very direct, very honest, which is all you can really ask for somebody. Hey, tell me like it is. Be honest with me. So, love your channel, Robert. Thanks for having the contest. So, I wanted to get in on it before the time's up because I think it's up in a couple of days. So, if you're not subscribed to Robert Z, go do it. Heck of a guy, heck of a collection. Man, he could show you anything. You could ask for like, show me your Japanese pressings of 80s pop, and he could have like a video out in a day and have like thousands of damn CDs. So yeah, he's got a heck of a collection. I've never seen a video where he's even mentioned how much stuff he's got in his collection, but I can tell you it's pretty massive. It's like Greeno, if you know Greeno's channel. People, man, they'll make you jealous. So you can't, like, I can watch their videos, but I got to remind myself, hey, you're on a budget, buddy. So anyway. Robert, love your channel, man, and let's get into this contest. So the basis for this contest is he wants you to name your Mount Rushmore of singers. What 4 singers would you pick to put on your Mount Rushmore? So I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about, there's so many just great singers, and of course, I primarily listen to metal, so you've got some great metal singers. You've got Ozzy, you've got Ronnie James Dio, you've got Rob Halford. I mean, the list goes on. And then I listen to older country, so, gosh, you got Waylon. I love his voice. Johnny Cash. And then, you've got, I like R&B and soul, and so you've got so many great artists. I particularly like with R&B and soul, I love 70s and 80s. Teddy Pendergrass. Sam Cooke. I like the old style too. I mean, so many just great soul and R&B singers. There's just no way to narrow it down because so many of them are just top-notch quality, great range, can sing, can hold an audience, they have great presence, all these different things. So I had to ask myself, Farley, who are the 4 singers that move you the most? Like when you listen to them and they sing, who makes you feel like you're in their place? If they're singing about heartbreak, a breakup, or whatever, who can make you feel what they're feeling? Or if you're having a great week and you want to put on a record, and who can make you feel upbeat, positive? So basically, it's who I get the best vibes from, and who can make me feel like what they're singing is like I can relate. So I narrowed these down to 4. It's going to be crazy, like, genres. There's no one genre. Believe it or not, I listen to more than metal. And so I just went with the 4 singers. They may not be the best singers, but the 4 singers that move me when they sing the most. We're going to start out with Shane MacGowan. A lot of people laugh, oh, Shane MacGowan, the drunk Irish singer. Now, over the years, his voice has cracked and strained, probably due to his drugs and alcohol. But back in the day, the early 80s, mid-80s, his voice was strong, and he could sing about anything. And he would put you like in his shoes or in the shoes of the person he's singing about. And but what stands out to me the most about Shane MacGowan, and he is, at the end of the day, he's like an old Irish balladeer. So when he sings like old traditional Irish songs, it is so emotive. You know that the songs mean a lot to him. You know, they're about his country and they're about things, you know, that his country went through. But also he sings a cover song of a song called, and the band played Waltz and Matilda, which is about, it was written by an Australian, Eric Bogle, about the experiences from the Australian soldiers in World War One. And when he sings that song, and it's so sad, like the lyrics, you're like, it puts you in the place of how a soldier would feel coming back home from a horrible experience at Gallipoli, which is where the Australians and some other soldiers, I want to say there was Canadian soldiers there, maybe Irish as well, but they got slaughtered. And he puts you there, man. He paints you a picture just by singing. And it's so, like I say, I love the way he sings the fast, punkier tunes, but when he does like an old Irish ballad, it's just when he's at his best. So, Shane MacGowan. Next, Bruce Dickinson. Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden writes, you know, lyrically, it's a lot of history in there. And it's really, really awesome. But it's kind of like with Shane MacGowan. Bruce Dickinson can put you, like you're in, you know, a plane in Aces High, you know, or, you're in the charge of the Light Brigade, or, I mean, so many historical things that they sing about, and the lyrics and the way he sings, it puts you right there in the moment. And I can't say enough about Bruce Dickinson. I've been listening to him for almost 40 years. He was one of the first metal bands I got into thanks to my brother. And his voice, he's also a great singer. Like, his vocal range and everything, pitch, all that stuff is great. And it fits these long, epic tales, you know, that the band writes. Mostly Steve Harris, the bass player, writes the lyrics. But he interprets them so well in his singing, it's like he just transports you to another place in time. And so when I listen to him, I focus a lot on Steve Harris too, as bass player, which is crazy. But I also focus on him, and I'll put on the record and just listen to these songs, and in my head have all these different images of what he's singing about. So. All right, next. I told you this is going to be crazy with the genre. Otis Redding. First off, from Georgia, flip, but died way too soon, man. He sings breakup songs and these heartfelt love songs like nobody else did. His voice is just absolutely perfect for what he's singing. He's another one where, and I hate to keep going back to this, but I go back to the slower, like sadder tunes. These Arms of Mine, absolutely just, you feel like you just broke up with a girl when you listen to this. I mean, he puts you there. So maybe don't listen to this if you break up, because it'll be like double bad. You know what I mean? I've been there, trust me. But anyway, he puts you in the shoes of the guy he's singing about. And these are, you know, unlike Iron Maiden, you know, or Shane MacGowan, where they write these songs, or they sing these songs about historical events, or Irish history, or, you know, whatever. Otis Redding sings about just a dude, usually, you know, and how he's feeling. And man, I swear, like, he can make you sad. You could have the best day, and then you could put on These Arms of Mine or something like that, and you could be like, you feel it. You know what I mean? But then he can, you know, he's another one where even on the fast songs, he can pitch, you know, he could sing, you know? So even on like the Lover's, My Lover's Prayer, well, that's not a good one. Mr. Pitiful's kind of an upbeat song, Satisfaction, Respect, you know, he can sing those. Like I say, his voice, to me, this is, if we were just going to not pick emotion or feeling or anything and just go off the vocals in terms of skill, you know, to me, he's the best singer of all time. It just so happens that he can also put you in the moment he's singing about. All right. And lastly, you can tell I've had a few breakups about my choices. I just thought about that. I'm like, oh man, some of these I've listened to when I've broke up with girls in the past, you know. Okay. But I swear that's not what I'm thinking of. Ryan Adams. Not only can he sing, in my opinion, now he's not your old school like R&B or anything, but he can sing. And he's got one of the best falsettos I've ever heard. He can do like old Hank Williams songs. And of course he covered Taylor Swift. I'm not going to get that album, but he can sing. But what gets me the most is kind of when he does slower acoustic numbers. Like this album is a great album but it's when he's with the Cardinals, his backup band, and they would do a lot of electric guitar and jams, which were great. But then when I look at one of the albums and I think about the songs that stand out, like this is Cardinology. Yeah, what year this came out? 2008. I think about Crossed Out Name, which is one of my favorite songs by him. And it's just him and guitar, you know. And to me, he does his best when it's just him and an acoustic and a harmonica a lot too. When he does harmonica too, it just adds another element to the song. But not only can he sing, but he can make you feel what you're feeling. But he's also got some songs that are very, very upbeat and are just great for driving down the road. You've had a good day. You throw on some Ryan Adams. You're going to get a little bit of both in probably every album. A little bit of some upbeat rock, and then also maybe some ballads or some slower acoustic numbers that kind of border on Bob Dylan-ish. I'm not saying he's as good as Bob Dylan for those Bob Dylan fans. But when he does a more folky tune, I think he's great. So not only is he able to paint a picture like the other three that I've talked about, but he's very, very versatile. He's done rock. He's done folk. He's done a metal album. And his voice, he can change his voice through each one of those to make it fit. That's the type of music. So whether it's a jam song or whether it's an old acoustic number that he does. And one of my favorite songs of all time, he does Come Pick Me Up. It's about a breakup and having to go and get your records and all the stuff that kind of goes sometimes with a bad breakup. And that is just one of the best songs. So do yourself a favor. If you ever want to check out Ryan Adams, listen to Come Pick Me Up. All right. That's it. I've rambled on 13 minutes, which is a lot longer than I normally do. So, Robert, thanks for having the contest. I know I kind of didn't just stick to the best singers, but I wanted to talk about the singers that really moved me and why. So, I've rambled enough. Thanks for the contest. Thanks for being you. Appreciate you, man. And if you're not subbed to Robert Z, there'll be a link in the description. Go do it. Bye now.